Marina Vos built her life on the water, though she rarely had time to enjoy it. From the floor-to-ceiling windows of her glass-wrapped office overlooking the marina, she could see rows of gleaming hulls rocking gently in their slips, each one worth more than most people's homes. To her clients, they were toys. To Marina, they were leverage, strategy, and survival. She was one of the most sought-after luxury yacht brokers on the East Coast, discreet, impeccable, ruthless when necessary, and untouchable, or so she believed. The day John Edwards walked into her office, she noticed three things immediately. His watch, understated but rare. His posture, relaxed but calculated. And the way his eyes moved, not over the boats, but over her.
"I hear you're the best,"
he said, offering a slow smile that felt practiced but effective.
"I don't rely on rumors,"
Marina replied coolly.
"I rely on contracts."
That should have been the tone, professional, controlled. But John didn't behave like her usual clients. He didn't rush, didn't name drop, didn't pretend he understood the market. Instead, he listened. And when he did speak, it was never about yachts. Not at first. It was about her.
"How did you get into this? You ever get tired of selling dreams to people who already have everything? What would you choose if you weren't choosing for someone else?"
It was disarming, unsettling, and slowly, against her better judgment, intriguing. Weeks turned into months. John's search for the perfect yacht stretched on, though Marina noticed he never seemed in a hurry to close. He requested showings, private walkthroughs, sunset tours, all meticulously arranged, all requiring her presence. And afterward, there would always be dinner. At first it was business, then it wasn't. He remembered things, the way she liked her espresso, short, no sugar. The fact that she hated lilies, the story she once told offhand about growing up near a marina but never being able to afford even a sailing lesson.
"You belong here,"
he told her one night, as they stood on the deck of a 70-foot azimuth, the city lights reflecting off the water like scattered diamonds.
"Not just selling it, owning it."
She laughed softly.
"I own enough."
But she didn't pull away when he touched her hand. It wasn't long before Marina started bending her own rules. She prioritized his listings, leveraged her network to gain access to off-market yachts, pulled favors she rarely extended. When he finally zeroed in on a vessel, a sleek, custom-built 82-footer priced at $12.5 million, she made it happen with surgical precision. The seller was difficult, the deal complex, but Marina was better. She negotiated relentlessly, slicing through the price, securing concessions, tightening timelines. By the time contracts were signed, she had shaved nearly $1 million off the asking price. John was thrilled.
"You're incredible,"
he said, pulling her into an embrace that lingered just a moment longer than necessary.
"I knew I chose the right woman."
The phrasing caught her off guard, not broker. Woman, but she let it pass. The deal closed on a Thursday. By Friday, John was gone. No calls, no messages, no explanation. At first, Marina told herself he was busy. Closing a purchase of that magnitude came with logistics. By Monday, the silence felt intentional. By Wednesday, undeniable. The realization didn't hit like a wave. It settled like a slow, suffocating fog. Every conversation, every glance, every carefully timed touch, calculated. He hadn't fallen for her. He had studied her, used her, and once he got what he wanted, a yacht at a price no other broker would have fought that hard to secure, he walked away. Clean, efficient, cold. Marina didn't cry. She didn't rage. She did what she always did. She recalibrated. For 3 days, she reviewed everything. Emails, contracts, transaction details. And then she smiled. Because John Edwards had made one critical mistake, he assumed she was just the broker. 2 weeks later, John hosted an exclusive launch party aboard his new yacht. Champagne flowed, music drifted over the water. Guests admired the vessel's clean lines and flawless finish. John stood at the center of it all, confident, charming, untouchable. Until Marina stepped on board. She wore white, not soft, not delicate, sharp, precise. A statement. Conversations faltered as she approached. John's expression flickered, surprise, then something tighter.
Marina,
He said smoothly.
I didn't expect to see you here.
I'm sure you didn't.
She replied, her voice calm enough to cut. A few guests shifted, sensing the tension.
I wanted to congratulate you
She continued.
on your purchase.
He relaxed slightly, recovering.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you.
No,
She said, tilting her head.
you couldn't have.
And then she reached into her clutch.
Which is why I thought you'd want a copy of this.
She handed him a document. John glanced down and went still.
What is this?
He asked, though his voice had already lost its ease.
A clause,
Marina said lightly.
buried in the final contract, standard in certain high-risk transactions. You signed it without question.
He scanned the page, faster now.
Due to the aggressive price reduction negotiated,
She continued.
there's a performance stipulation tied to the resale restriction period.
John looked up sharply.
You're bluffing.
Am I?
Her smile didn't reach her eyes.
You can't sell the yacht for 24 months without my brokerage's involvement. And if you do, you owe a penalty equal to the discount I secured.
Silence spread around them. A guest coughed awkwardly.
You manipulated the contract.
John said under his breath.
I protected my work.
Marina corrected.
Something you might understand, given your approach to business.
His jaw tightened.
You used me.
She stepped closer, lowering her voice so only he could hear.
You taught me exactly how.
For a moment, the air between them crackled, not with romance, but recognition. Two strategists. Only one had underestimated the other. Marina stepped back, smoothing an invisible crease in her dress.
Enjoy your yacht, John.
She said, her tone returning to polished professionalism.
I'll be seeing you again, whether you like it or not.
And with that, she turned and walked off the boat, leaving behind stunned silence and a man who, for the first time, had lost control of the deal. The next morning, Marina was back in her office. The marina stretched out before her, unchanged, calm, beautiful, deceptively peaceful. Her phone buzzed. John. She let it ring once, twice. Then she declined the call. Outside, a yacht eased out of its slip, cutting cleanly through the water. Marina watched it go, her reflection faint in the glass. Untouchable again, but now, untouchable by design.